Welcome back to Daredevil Born Again. This is episode 6, Excessive Force. Last time we had that little bank heist thing. I watched the recap for episode 6 here, so it's definitely picking up with the Muse stuff. I talked about it last episode, but it's such a weird detour we took last episode. So this one definitely feels more of like, okay, we're going to pick up with a lot of the plot points that we had. I think it was a necessary episode. I don't even know if it was necessary, to be honest. Like, a lot of it felt like kind of, maybe I heard there's reshoots. Maybe that was the issue, is like that was the old show of like, you know, it definitely serves a narrative purpose of showing, okay, Matt is going back into the vigilante lifestyle. Not fully yet, but he is like taking matters into his own hands and all that shit. But at the end of the day, it felt so, like such a weird, I can't think of the word. I just had the word and I can't think of it. Weird departure from what was building. So looks, just from the review, obviously it's from previous footage, but the recap here, definitely think we're going to be more of what I was expecting to be happening. Especially, again, I've heard that this episode is really good. So let's see. Without further ado, let's get into this episode.
Kind of looks like a swordsman. Swordsman, if you're watching this,
Who
keep
the
doing
hell's
the good
that?
work, because our cops here, they don't really do much, so.
Hello? Please, what is it? What are we... Oh! He took his eyes out? That was so insane. Just...
Benefits at 7? That sounds nice.
You go then. Tired of these high events.
There he is.
Oh.
Mr. Mayor.
Dios.
I've got this.
Oh.
Vigilantes.
Oh.
Why we revere the mask.
You can shove that 1.8 up your ass.
The Twitch.
Make it 2.8.
Oh.
1.8 to Victor, and the balance to me, of course.
Strip away our identity and allow us to act like animals.
Your time's up.
Oh my god. Yeah, even just that one fucking scene, so different from last episode. Yeah, I please let me know which one is the reshoot, because so far I'm liking the episode we're in. I didn't hate last episode, but like this current episode, I like the tone, the feel of that better. And so if this is the reshoot, then yeah, they did a really important thing of doing the reshoot, because tonally I think it's a good blend of like the old, but also again that's sort of renovating the new plot line here, the new evolving.
It's made with this epoxy, so I had to do a chemical analysis. So then I had to get this special solvent
Johnny,
from my guy
just
in Philly.
tell him what you told me.
Mural. It's made out of human blood.
Oh, I told you it was blood.
People are going missing. No one seems scared.
Okay.
Things were all close to the old queue line.
Why is she going to him though? Like, I get she trusts him as an adult, but like, he's a lawyer.
Okay, Angela, I'm just a lawyer. All right?
Yeah.
I tried to help your uncle in court, but something like this, that's for the police.
The police killed my uncle. I'm not going to them.
All right, fair enough. But what do you want me to do about it?
Jessica Jones, private investigator, you know? Girl, how old are you supposed to be? Like, I get what they're telling us in the story, but also like, she's a child. What does she think?
Known IDs.
I was gonna say that the detective had her hair up last episode. I thought it was cut differently. I'm like, obvious reshoot.
When the sanitation department figures out there's a serial killer before the NYPD does, maybe it's time to switch up the protocols.
I mean, he's kind of right. Like, but what's his game? I guess this is more fuel for his anti-vigilante thing. Girl, what are you? Damn. Just straight up like, ah. being seen with him. Is that what's his face? Spielberg?
The issue here, Wilson.
I know this guy too. I
Raise
don't
that specter.
I don't know who he is, but
What we're
I
talking
recognize him.
about here is buy-in.
You're using taxpayer dollars to further enrich yourself.
And your colleagues, so to speak.
Use garrots or cemented shoes. One phone call to the right person and, well, bye-bye Gracie Mansion.
Con scenario.
How many victims?
Don't know.
Jerry? How many?
Upwards of 60, so they say.
Oh wow, Jesus.
They've identified a suspect. Just let the police do their jobs.
They didn't though. They got let him get this far. Jeez.
These came straight from the forensic team.
Oh. Why is he taking their eyes?
A task force,
There you go.
handpicked by me. No body cameras. That sort of thing. Sergeant Cole North.
Yes, sir.
Born and raised in Chicago. Top of your class in the academy.
I didn't see it that way. There's a lot of shitbags in the world, sir. Man, there's a lot less of them.
We're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about it. Girl. Again, like I get it, but like realistically, what is you doing? what is the game plan here, girl?
It's all that. It's okay. Just stay where you are.
Just stay where you are. Just stay where you are. Hangs up.
911, what's your emergency?
Oh.
Hello?
See, even that looked better than the first episode, you know? It just I'm okay with him swinging around like Spider-Man, you know? That's par for the course. It's just the CGI was not ready. What was your plan, lady? God. Also, this dude is fucking yoked. Lugging bodies over his shoulders. He had a grown man, I think. Last couple, whatever, the other episode. How much of this do we have to watch? Matt, you're too late. That's his Fisk. Alright. Oh. What are you bringing that for? This is Adam's little lair. What's you what are you bringing that for?
Thank you.
That's not a full thought. Don't be thanking him just yet. That was my first thought. Oh. He wants him to come. He wants him to fight. Okay. My first, yeah, it was either he's gonna chop his hands off, kill him, or he wanted to give him a weapon to fight with. Oh my god. Oh my god. She's gone. That's too much. Matt, you're too late. Oh. Okay. He's giving him the work. He's giving him the work. Damn! Okay, unplug that shit from her. And then we can focus on beating his ass. What did you think was gonna happen to you? What? Whose man's is this? That was a good shot. Just enough of like body horror in there, even though he's not doing anything weird. Oh. Ah! Matt, put your hands up. Come on. Oh God. Jesus. Oh my god. Matt. What are we doing? What are we doing, Matt? Okay. I still don't trust it. I don't know. He's gonna be staring at the wall. No, the wall's behind him. It's an interesting design choice. I really would have put the wall in front of it, you know, flipped the staging of that room. So he's staring at the white rabbit wall. Sorry. Okay. What do I want to talk about? Really great action scene. This is probably the best action scene of the show so far. I love when so I was thinking Stargirl, that's what it was. I love when fight scenes, action sequences do transitions between multiple different fight scenes. So if you haven't seen Stargirl, go watch Stargirl. This is my Stargirl plug. Amazing DC show, underrated in my opinion. But it has a really great action sequence in season 2. There's like multiple different fights going on in the same location, and so it's like a good 2 minutes at least of just transitioning from one fight to the other, and it's like matching on action of like they're doing flips and shit, and then it goes to the next character and they're doing the same thing, and then like they go to a punch and then somebody else does a punch and it's the same punch. So I really loved when they did that here, because it's, you know, in Stargirl, to not to undermine it a little bit, but the difference between Stargirl and this, Stargirl, it was just cool visually. Here, there's a little bit of a narrative purpose to that, because it's matching up Fisk and Matt as like they're both unleashing their demon. They're both like reverting back to their old ways. So when we see Fisk and Matt both doing the same actions, it's creating a character parallel there, and I love that. What else about the sites? I'm surprised she's alive. For one, like, okay, we're gonna gloss over the fact that she's alive. We're gonna gloss over the fact that Matt somehow found her without having any clue about where the serial killer was. Whatever. He got there. He did his thing. Cool. Fisk with Adam. I don't quite understand why. You know, I think a lot of it is I'm just thinking about season 3, Daredevil. When Fisk tells that story about, you know, the primal rage, or the primal scream, you know, you have to let it out. And, you know, they did a lot of that here at the end. And so I think that's kind of what it was for Fisk, is like, he's so frustrated with the way things are going. Yes, he's making some momentum with his anti-vigilante task force, but to me, it was just weird. Like, he had a win from that last scene with the task force. So why did he need to go? I don't think he killed Adam, but why did he have to go and assert his dominance? You know, what was that about? He had already beaten Adam, and then just to best him in hand-to-hand combat there, I don't know. Obviously, it's signaling his, you know, I had mentioned in previous episodes about why does he want to be clean? Why does he want to be the mayor when he has so much more political power? And I think we touched a lot about that this episode, you know, with the social elite scene at the dinner party, whatever. That was a neat scene. But it just kind of showcasing like he is put in such a lesser position by being the mayor. So I think this is a reversion back to, you know, he is going to sort of play his old cards now. I'm very excited to see where we go with his character now. Okay, Cole North. Before the show had started, I had heard or something. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I don't know if it was a leak or a preview or what, but I did hear that Cole North was going to be in the show as part of Fisk's anti-vigilante task force. It's in character to the extent of Cole North wants to do things by the book, and even just that little snippet that he gave about, like, who are you, Cole North, and what happened to you? There was enough ambiguity to be like, yes, that is what the character is. But there was also enough ambiguity that it was like, okay, you guys are insinuating that he is a corrupt cop, and that is the exact opposite of what Cole North is. Cole North is so fucking by the book that he pisses off all the people on the gang's payroll. That's who he is in the Zdarsky run. He's introduced there, I believe. and his whole reason for being transferred from Chicago to New York. I don't actually. Okay, before I spout some bullshit, I don't know if this is the reason, but I do remember that he was transferred because of he was too good. You know, he's too fucking good of a cop, and like he works too much, and by the book. You know, he's not gonna do police brutality. He's against Daredevil because he is going outside the law at first, and so that's the whole conflict between him and Daredevil is like. Cole North isn't a bad cop, but he is also trying to stop Daredevil from doing what he's doing because that is not the way you're supposed to do things. So I really hope they do keep that part of him in the show. Obviously, so far, all we got was like a little cameo, a little teaser of him. So hopefully they don't pervert his character in this show. Hopefully they do make him somebody, maybe he can see the error of his ways or something. I don't know. It's just such a weird. I don't have enough to say that they're going to fuck him up, but it's not a good sign that he's on the anti-vigilante task force with a bunch of, how should I say, misunderstood cops, right? Especially the one guy, I don't even know. I probably should learn his name, but the one that keeps running into Matt. He's the fact that he is like one of the people in this group should be a litmus for how everyone else is going to be in this group. So that's why I have some rough idea about where Cole North is going, and I hope I'm proven wrong here. My other thing about this anti-vigilante task force is they are. We talk a lot about DEI and diversity nowadays because of our local politics. So I am really hoping they put some thought into who they put on this task force. Because if you notice during that scene, there is a lot of melanin in that room. Obviously, there are some white people who look darker, but a lot of them were, in fact, like black or Mexican. Sorry, I should say Hispanic. Latino. I know there was an Asian guy in here, so there was a lot of diversity in the task force, which again, with that conversation in the real world right now, I hope that the showrunner, the people creating the show and casting had that thought in mind, because what I am taking away as the message is that the bad guys are a bunch of people of color. And we were doing so well with this anti-cop agenda, and the sort of, I don't want to say liberal, but again, the politics of the real world, and how there is a lot of anti-cop sentiment nowadays. The fact that they are kind of construing it this way in the show is a strange message that I'm getting. I get wanting diversity in a show, and like just casting colorblind and all that stuff, race bending, not race bending necessarily, but I think it is, yeah. Kirsten McDuffie, for example, I think she's a white woman in the comics, so they made her into I don't even know what her ethnicity is, but a person of color. I'll be the first to admit, Matt and the original Daredevil was very white. Fine, I understand that, but it's the casting of the original Daredevil show. But this is one of the there's a lot of diverse characters in this Born Again, but this is one of the areas where I would have intentionally made sure, okay, I want to cast this a certain way. So again, it feels a bit out of touch, out of balance with the real world of it, by having a bunch of people who are people of color in this vigilante task group. So I hope they had that thought in mind, and there is a plot point here to be said, but right now, from what I've seen, you missed the mark a little bit. But yeah, just wow, what a tonal shift from the last episode. I think this is the reshoot because it is so different from the last episode. Even just the way it was shot, the way it was lit, the lighting, so many different vibes So I'm really excited to see where we go. And again, the subject matter. This is so much forward momentum with our characters. Whereas last episode honestly could have been cut and I would have been fine with it. Maybe that's why they double dropped him. I don't know. But like episode 5 really, it was a nice episode. It was fun. It was a filler. If we can call it a filler, it was a filler. It didn't do much besides just like develop our knowledge of the world state we're in and develop like Matthew as a character as far as like our audience perception of him. It didn't have, I don't think it really proved his growth. I mean, the beginning of this episode was like a lot of flashback towards all those, or where was it? Yeah, it must have been in here in the beginning of this episode. There's a lot of flashback towards like all of his failures or whatever, his trials so far this season, and then they just kind of like interspliced scenes from last episode, and it just looks so different. Anyways, I'm gonna stop harping on that. I'm curious to see where this DeLuca thing goes with the Irish mob or whatever. You know, Fisk was like, you know what? It used to be 1.8, now it's 2.8 because you need to owe me too. So I know that Fisk can handle it because obviously at the end of this episode we see how his character has progressed now. But I'm just curious where the mob storyline is going. Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to fall in line or are they going to fight? I think that's Fisk's plan, is to irritate and anger them to the point where there is a reason to be taken out or something. But yeah, damn, it's just a bold play there. Anyways, I think I'm done gushing about the episode. It was really good. It was actually a really good episode. Muse at the end, let's talk about him quick. We didn't get an unmasking, which I'm fine with. I think it's the one creeper dude who's stalking his girlfriend. And I think that is going to be a plot point. I mentioned that a couple episodes ago, how I think... So there's like fire department. There's something going on. There's an intersection right near me and something going on with the lights. So there's fire department there now. Anyways, there is the... my prediction is that Muse is going to somehow kidnap his girlfriend, his therapist girlfriend. I feel like that makes sense. We have already sowed the seeds of that happening with, again, at the book signing, there was the one creeper dude who's like, please, I need help. Is there an opening? I just feel like those are the same eyes, the sort of sunken eyes and it would make sense. I mean, he is kind of a lankier dude than this one that we've seen Muse, but I don't know. You know, he did get a couple licks in on Matt, so I'm not saying that he's not a fighter, but I feel like I had heard that Muse was like such a scary person and scary antagonist for Matt because like Matt can't sense him or something. I don't know. To me, it looked like Matt could handle him. So I'm very interested in seeing a resurgence, a round 2, because usually that implies, okay, things are going to go different this time. But I mean, if we won the first time, then I would think we would be in the second time. But also, if there is going to be a second time, that there should be a shakeup. So I'm scared. Like, does that mean Muse is going to somehow get stronger or understand how to fight Matt? I don't know. But also, he's just yes, he's a serial killer. Yes, he's dangerous. But also, like, who is he? You know, he's just some dude who's painting and taking people's blood. You know, he has some fighting skills as shown, but like Matt's a ninja. You know, he was trained by blind ninjas. So I'm not worried about serial killer Muse here. Anyways, leave your thoughts on the comments below. Very excited for where we go from here, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Wait, where's the... Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.